What is up everyone, welcome to another video. This is Ben here from Team Break, and today we'll be profiling Silvally Bulu Zoroark, which is a rather unusual deck. It's a different take on Bulu. I personally prefer it because it's more reliable and I just really like the deck. It did win a League Cup somewhere in the US, don't know exactly where, don't know who piloted it, but yeah, this is a similar list. So we start this off obviously with 2 Titanals. This is just to evolve into your Silvally GX, so we'll set them down on the map. So as we said, we play 2 Silvally GX. We use this for turbo drive and gyro unit mainly, so we turbo drive energies onto Bulu, then we use the gyro unit attack so that Bulu can have free retreat, or our basic can have free retreat, just in general anyway, which is always a nice thing, so that we can get our Pokemon out of the active without having to pay the retreat cost. So next we play 2 Zorua. Basically, once again, it's just for evolution into Zoroark. We play 2 Zoroarks. We really have it in here for trade, but we can also use the Righteous Beating attack. It's really powerful. This deck really has a lot of good attackers, like Silvally GX. You can even use reveiw GX if you really wanted, because it's usable and it can get some big KOs when you need it. So yeah, let me sort this out for you people. So next up we have 3 Tapu Bulu GX. Basically, we use it for Nature's Judgment primarily, which is 3 energies, 120 damage. If you discard them all, there's 180. So yeah, and it's got a free retreat cost, so we use the Silvally to get it out of the active. It's also got Tapu Wilderness GX, which is 150 damage, and you heal all damage from this Pokemon. Sometimes it'll be relevant, but 180 HP. Yeah, it used to be a lot, but in the current format, it's easy to KO it, so I don't see it really sticking around for too long. That's why we play it. 3 copies. Sorry, my arm's getting in the way of the camera. And another rather unusual card, we play 2 of this Turbo Storm Rayquaza from Guardians Rising. For the Turbo Storm attack, 30 damage, attach 2 basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. This is good for accelerating to Tapu Bulu and getting all the energies onto it. Just straight after, like the turn straight after, yeah, so you can attack with Bulu every other turn, or every turn if you play this deck correctly. And this is what I like about this deck. It's not as ability reliant as Tapu Bulu Vikavolt, as you don't rely on the Vikavolt, you just rely on getting the energies out really. And we also, sadly it's come to this, but we have to play 2 Tapu Lele in this deck. It's not cheap, but for it to be good, we need 2 Tapu Lele. Most decks now play 3, so at least it's not free anyway. Put these down here. So that's it for our Pokemon count. Now we'll move on to the supporters. So we play 4 Sycamore, really just get through the deck, get our energies out, and discard our energies so that we can accelerate them back a lot quicker. So we play 4 of these for consistency reasons primarily. I'm possibly considering cutting down to 3 Sycamores and just adding in a Palpad maybe, and I think Garchomp Lucario seems like a very good upcoming deck right now. It will be good. Literally everyone's playing it where I am. So I'm wondering about maybe taking a Sycamore out for a Latios from Shining Legends, which is 30 to the active, 30 to the bench. So it just basically allows you to hit the Garchomp. So you'd attack the Gibbles and Garchomps when they're setting up with Latios, and you can all your attackers basically can hit for 120. So it basically just sets it up for the knockout. Really good. That's what I'm considering, but I haven't tested the matchup yet. I've tested pretty much all the others though. Okay, so N. We play 4 of these just so we can end our opponents. If our opponents take the lead, we can end them down to a low count. And it's also some shuffle draw. And I'm also considering adding Cynthia's in. I'm not too sure. I'll probably just save that for a deck like Glisapod Garbodor, adding the Cynthia's, but yeah. And also, we'll probably just be doing a deck match another day or another week. Probably this against Silvally GX deck, because that's the last deck we profiled. Right, so we play 4 Guzmas just in case we find us stuck in the active with a Zoroark or Silvally, because Silvally and Zoroark both have a 2 retreat cost, which I'm not really willing to pay most of the time, so we can use this to get it out the active, and also bring opponent's Pokemon up, which we want to get rid of. So it's really useful. You find them in every deck, but this deck plays 4. Most decks play 4, but I have seen some that play 3. And we've got one of the most obvious cards for the deck. We play 2 copies of Bridget, which allows us to search out our basic Pokemon and put them onto the bench from like literally turn 1. So that's what we want to be using for our first turn spot. We only played 2, because we only played we played less Zoroark. If we played more Zoroark, it would be more relevant, hitting it and everything, but it becomes a dead card late game, so we try to cut down the counts. So now we're on to the items. We have a pretty odd or different item lineup to other decks. The first few are regular, but the rest are kind of different. So first, obviously, we play 4 Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards from your hand if you do, and search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. So it's basically a standard card for every deck, basically. If you're not playing Ultra Ball, then I want to know what you're playing, because it's not right. So next, to help us with the energy acceleration, we play 4 Max Elixir, which is look at the top 6 cards of your deck. If there's an energy card, you may attach it to a basic Pokemon on your bench. This is really useful for just getting the energies out in general, because if you didn't have Max Elixir, this deck wouldn't work, and I'd probably rather play another deck, really. So we play 4 Choice Band, which allows us to hit an extra 30 damage against GX and EX Pokemon, which is also very useful, as Tapu Bulu can hit 210 damage if it discards all its energy with a Choice Band, which KOs Silvally and Zoroark, which we play in this deck. It can also KO Glisapod GX, which is another widely played card at the moment. I'm not sure about the format going forward though, because Ultra Prism has literally just been released at this current time. So we have 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher, literally just to get our Bulu's back, our Zoroark's back, our Zoru's back, yeah, just get our Pokemon back, even a Lele if necessary. So put that there. So after this we'll be seeing some rather unusual items anyway. So 1 Field Blower, obviously just to maybe just get rid of Garb tools, or just to discard opponents' stadiums of tools. Maybe we don't need many Field Blowers, as Garb isn't that... It's not around much really. I haven't seen much of Garb. I was considering playing Glisapod Garbodor though. It's quite a good deck. It beats Garchomp Lucario, which is seeming to rule the format. Okay, so next up we play 3 multi-switchers. Yes, you're probably like shouting at me through the mic now. What a noob. Why do you play this card? Well, it was originally in the list from the list I got, and it is a lifesaver. Literally, you can just, if you Max Elixir onto the bench and your Bulu's inactive, or whatever the situation, you just move all your energies in play. Or you just move an energy, not all your energies, what am I on about? You can move an energy in play to another Pokemon, which really, really helps most of the time. It's helped me out an awful lot. Okay, so now we play 10 Grass Energy, as we need to hit the Max Elixirs and get the energies out. So we'll just set them down here to the 10. And lastly, we play 4 DCEs. These are used really because we can attach them to Bulu, we can attach them to Rayquaza, we can attach them to Silvally, we can attach them to Zoroark and Lele. It's really good in this deck. It's a really good card. Probably is one of the better energies, as you will be attacking with Zoroark a bit as well, and definitely with Rayquaza. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this deck review. This is a deck which I really enjoy, and I really find it fun. It's a good deck as well, don't doubt that. I'm saying it's fun because it is, but it is literally a really good deck. It did win a League Cup. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe. And we'll see you all next time on Team Break.